that place. Is there anywhere else? We told her our story and she goes, this random little place called JEP, go there. You know, so we went there and then we talked to a lady there and she's kind of like, it's kind of a replication of what we're doing, probably not. And then we talked for ages, it was lovely, we hugged, and then probably like, cool, like nice to learn from you. And then the director walked in and she saw our shirts and she was like, I have a student that's applied, you know, and like, I've written her a letter of recommendation, Jenny, and I'm looking on it, I couldn't find her, but her uni wasn't written down and she was in the applications, not in the EOIs. So anyway, then we found her number, we called her, and here's Jenny.
Yeah.
And Jenny's amazing.
So, it's really crazy. That is so crazy, actually. You went through a lot to find me.
Jenny, tell us about why you want this scholarship.
So I'm a first generation student and I'm from Oklahoma, and I saw that somebody was gonna visit Oklahoma, but I'm a freshman at USC, so the University of Southern California right now, and I'm majoring in sociology, and I'm double minoring in law and public policy and social entrepreneurship, which is like, law and public policy is like one thing and then social entrepreneurship is another. But I'm interested in this scholarship just because I've always been an advocate for educational equity. My parents didn't go to college. They immigrated from Vietnam in the 1990s. And recently, like in May, my mom got her GED, which is like a high school diploma, basically. So that was exciting. I graduated while she was graduating, so we were at
yahoo.com.
But I've just been an advocate for education because I went to a high school that was low income, predominantly Hispanic, and our graduation rates were always like 60%, and we consistently had like a D level grade in test scores. And I also come from a state that's like 48th, 49th in education. And in last April, like there was protests, like schools shut down because the teachers refused to teach, and they just went on a whole strike because there was not enough funding for education. And our state is like still struggling with that. So that's like why I want to minor in policy and study sociology, to find out like how I can make education more accessible. But yeah, so this program just helps me like mentor students, but also on an international level, which I'm interested in. But yeah, I emailed you like 2 or 3 days ago talking about my application, and that I was struggling to find like another school that I could partner with, just because like I just moved out here. And so yeah, that's what I'm still struggling with it. And so I just described to Amy and Bianca about like why I haven't turned my application in, and yeah, but I'm so glad I found them, or they found me. But yeah.
They've tracked you down, Jenny, and now we've got to track down a high school to get it going. Unreal. Thanks for joining us in the meeting. One of the things that we do every day in this meeting is think about something we're proud of and something that we're proud of other people for doing over the last day. So everyone, if you can jump on Slack and do that. I've got a little bit of a different music angle today. So Big and Rich.
To the road, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar up around the crowd, and everybody's getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same. I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make no noise, girls they are so pretty. I'm singing and blinking while girls are drinking. I'm next down.
Righto. Thank you, Big. Thank you, Rich. save a horse and ride a cowboy. Cool. So let's throw it around to the team. Well, Jacko, is there anything that you wanted to jump in with first, brother?
If everyone could just jump onto that note that I chucked on Slack, which is just researching where your universities you've been to are going to close, like what their close dates are, and the universities you're looking to go towards, what their close dates are, so we can just look at the value of extending the trips. And we're just going to suss that out, and Ella's doing some research as well, so it'd be great if you can just look at your existing routes and just check when all of the colleges close and post it for me. Would be very helpful. And the second piece, as I already said in Slack as well, but just to reiterate it, if there's any places you think are low-hanging fruit and you're keen to stay on the road that you just like to go back to, I don't know, a family's home who you think could crack open America, or someone who's really great themselves, like, then I'm open to considering that. Basically, the numbers I'm looking at, it costs about $9,000 per person. So extending it's going to be, an extra $1,000 or maybe $2,000. And at this stage, for us to recruit potentially another 10 to 20 people could definitely be worth an extra 3 or 4 days. So that's what I'm trying to weigh up at the moment.
Cool. Thanks, mate. Drew and Brendo from Texas, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, cool. I don't know. Brendo's inside doing something. Anyways, we just smashed out Rice University, where we were able to meet with the Associate Dean of Undergraduates and the Director of Multicultural Affairs. And that was after like this solid hour. Like, we're waiting for her because she was in the meeting. And while we were waiting for her, we were talking to this lady that was at the front desk. And she's actually going to be one of our Hood Scholars, which is sick. We're just sitting there having a few casual talks, and that just went down a rabbit hole of like she wants to make some huge changes. She's just an absolute warrior. And then we're able to get into the room with that Associate Dean, and she was about to leave to go to a meeting, and Brendan was just like, I just want two minutes of your time. And she's like, all right. And we kind of just sat down and just started dishing it out. And then she messages her mate saying, I'm gonna have to push back the meeting, and like sat there and just like was so in-depth engaged with what we had to do and what we had to say. Just sick. And she's like, by the end of it, cool, I'll write up the letter myself. And the schools that are around, there's about 15 in the area. And so like we've already got 2 pretty much locked down, so we'll get that sorted as well. So that was a big win, and me and Brendo just walked out with the biggest grins on our face. The wait was definitely worth it. We are now on our way through to Louisiana, where we're going to touch base at Lamar University, which is on the way. There's about 3 universities before we hit Louisiana, but they're all like a direct path to Louisiana, which is dope. We've got a bunch of contacts that are going to be helping us along this journey, especially in Lamar and I don't know how to pronounce it, Lafayette, as we get closer to Louisiana. So we're pretty set in Louisiana. I think there's going to be some big things happening. So yeah, stay tuned.
Nice, Drews. Shani, is this your debut on this call?
Yeah.
All right, let's get you to introduce yourself. So everyone, Shani's going to be one of the mentors that's coming out with the Hooded Scholars on the plane. So we're going to have some of the mentors joining us on the daily calls, and they're going to also be working on recruiting Hooded Scholars and bringing other mentors on. So Shani, you want to tell the crew your story? These are the crew that are on the road from back home mainly, who are driving all across Australia at the moment. So over to you, brother. Take the mic.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, Shani.
What's up, Shani?
What's up? Whenever people put you on the spot to say, tell us about yourself, it's like, okay. Anyway, I live in New York. I work at a major radio station, Hot 97, which is the biggest hip hop radio station in the world. I do the morning show. I've been doing that for 10 years. And I also have a nonprofit. I've been doing a nonprofit for about 3 years. I basically go to schools. It's called No Disrespect, right? So I go to schools. I talk to young kids, maybe between middle school and high school, and basically teach them the umbrella feel of, in order to get respect, you have to give respect, right? So, you know, over here in the urban community, there's a lot of kids who feel like the only way to get respect is by creating fights or getting in some type of conflict. So what I try to show them is conflict resolution. You know, show them how you can de-escalate a situation when when something happens. There's also bullying situations that happen very often, or kids who are immigrants who get treated unfairly, or people who are overweight, or whatever it is. You know, kids can be cruel, you know, and a lot of times they come from broken homes and different situations that just have them acting in a manner that if they had somebody to just show them the way and give them a little bit of light, it might change their life, you know. So I've taken this on myself and used my platform in order to speak to millions of kids. We have 2 million listeners every morning, and it gives me an opportunity to, you know, extend this branch of what I've learned with my life experience in order to give back, you know. That's basically it. You know, when I found out about this, you know, I thought it was an amazing opportunity that I could be a part of something and give these kids some exposure to something other than YouTube and WorldStar, you know, something other than their computers, where they can have an experience that would last a lifetime. So I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited for the journey and what I can learn as well, and how I can continue to give back. That's it.
Welcome, Shani. Good to have you.
What's up, Ella? Thank you.
That's so cool, Shani. Thank you very much, bro. Can't wait to get you on that plane and see you lighting up these scholars from around the US.
Yeah, I'm excited about the potential workshops and just, you know, basic, honest dialogue. You know, you can get a chance to talk to a kid and get them open up in a way that they haven't been able to talk to anybody before, you know. That can maybe give them a word of advice or steer them in a direction that maybe somebody hasn't given them before, you know. So I get open on things like that, you know. That's what gives me life, you know what I mean? That's what, to me, that's what we're here for. That's what we come in this body for, as spirits and souls, in order to experience life, you know. So if you can experience different things that allow you to evolve and grow spiritually and connect, you know, to everybody, and know that we're all one, because everybody thinks that their, you know, experiences is unique, and it's not as unique as you think. You know, there's a lot of us that go through a variety of things all the time that are parallel to what you may be experiencing. And when you feel like somebody else is going through or has gone through what you've been through, it may ease your heart a little bit and make your life a little easier. So I'm here for that.
Shani, thanks for sharing, man. I'm down here in Houston, and it's really reassuring to know that you're on the journey too, mate, because there's plenty of rejections every day, but it's reassuring to hear your story. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, like Jack said, all of these guys are from Australia, but traveling around different parts of the US at the moment, visiting colleges. So this call, we all get a chance to connect and share what's working and what barriers we're coming up against as we promote this opportunity. So I might keep it rolling. Keisha and the team in Arizona. You still in Arizona? Do you want to jump in?
Hey guys, so yeah, we're still in Arizona, but we're on our way to Dene College, which is about 2, nearly 3 hours away from where we were, Northern Arizona College University. Sorry. Anyway, so at the moment though, we're traveling across the reservation lands by the traditional First Nation owners at Navajo. Is that how I say it? Navajo? Yeah, so sweet. So it's really cool to just kind of really connect one Indigenous culture to another. Like I posted in Slack yesterday, we went to one of the tribal colleges back in Tucson, and I personally felt very emotionally connected to two of the aunties that were there that we were speaking to. We spoke for quite a while, didn't we? Yeah, we had a good yarn. Yeah, I really did explain, we call, elders aunties there, and they kind of giggled at the fact that we called them aunties. It was really awesome. And then the fact that it rained, and they told us that's a very rare thing, and that's very special, and we just took it as a sign that we were meant to be there. But yeah, so today was also really cool. We met a lot of cool people at the university, like everyone would, but there's quite a lot of change makers here in Arizona and New Mexico. Tell them about the military. Oh, dude, okay, I've got a story for you. All right, so after visiting the Tribal College of Tucson, two aunties were like, drive back to, where did we have to drive back to?
Back to Tucson. We were out near the Mexican border in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and they wanted us to drive back to the place to then be on the highway. But we were like, no, we want to cut time down. Let's, take a shortcut. Anyway, so by the time, after an hour or two driving, 2 hours. About 2 hours, we had all these cars lined up behind us, and we got pulled over. Tom had to get out of the car and speak to there was 2 cars from the sheriff county, and then the rest was the military,
border police, everything.
Yeah, border police, everything.
They thought we were smugglers.
Yeah, they thought we were smugglers, and we got questioned. I got questioned. And Michelle's on the phone talking to one of hooded scholars. And I'm just like, the guy's like, we'll need her license. And I'm just like to Michelle, we need, your license. And she's like, I'm on the phone. I'm like, what do I say? Sorry, she's in a meeting right now to the police. Could you just wait 2 more minutes? And then they just looked at me, asked more questions. They're like, we need her license. And I'm looking back on, Michelle, it's really important. It's the police. We need your license. And she's just like, okay, give me a second. And then, so it was pretty eventful, but they were really nice. I don't know what's happening with my phone. But I'll give it to Tommy Boy.
I think that one of the things I said, I'll just add real quickly to the end of it, is we were able to walk out of that situation unscathed. But I said, on the serious side of it, you could imagine if we were Native Americans coming off the res that we just driven off. What if we were African Americans? What if we were Hispanic? I'm not sure that we would have had the same treatment and been able to walk away from that so easily. And to be so close to the border of Mexico and to experience 10 police cars, men with hands on their guns, I think you can see what we're dealing with in the United States and why we need to be here sharing kindness. So, yeah.
Are you guys feeling okay after that situation? It sounds pretty full on.
We would have been picked up on the radar and on cameras going down into the desert near the border. We were very, very remote yesterday. And they would have just assumed that we were there. We were up to no good. But, yeah. No, we feel fine.
We're all good. We met a lot of amazing people on the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely, that was a highlight going to the tribal college place for me. Definitely.
We're on Navajo land.
No one can accuse us of just sticking to the East Coast or West Coast on this mission.
Yeah. Stay safe, please. Cool. We'll keep rolling. Blakey, in the middle of the steering wheel. Do you want to jump in, mate?
Yo. Yeah, that's. Hope you guys are all right. Hope everyone's doing all right. It's good to hear from everyone again. Yeah, I've had actually a good day of sort of reflection and slowing down and making sure that I'm like on the right track and doing the right things, not just like sort of going 100 miles an hour and like trying to hit. I think like I was saying at the start of this call to you, Shogs, like yesterday when I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm considering, and then the boys like Ryan and Shawnee and Brendo and Ree, like the feedback that you gave me was really cool, and it was cool to sort of be like, okay, like why are we here? Am I trying to hit as many universities as possible, or am I trying to just like have quality interactions at each of the places that I'm at? So I think like for most of this trip so far, I've been like thinking about this as like a mental exercise. Like I'll walk into a university and I'll be like, righto, like with my brain, like, all right, dean's office, or like go to this place, and then like, okay, think, like have the pitch ready. And it's very like robotic, and like it's a good way to be efficient. But like I was just listening to this YouTube talk before, and there was this guy talking about how important the spirit is when you're like really connected to things and when you want to be really driven. So I think, yeah, like I'm taking time to reconnect with like something deeper, and when I'm talking to people now, my focus is going to be really on like the quality of the interaction and talking through something deeper than just like my brain that's like churning out the pitch, like this spirit thing, like why I'm here, and like because like that's important, and like your emotional like part of that is really important. So like it feels good because it's like a deeper connection rather than just, okay, I'm here to do work, get it all done, be super efficient. It's like, nah, connect with people properly and create the trip that you want to create, and I think it'll go a lot better. So anyway, that's sort of what has been going through my mind, body, and soul today. And I've had some good interactions with people on campus. So, but I'm just really keen to pick up Candace from the airport tomorrow, and yeah, go hell for leather with her and have some good interactions. So
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Sounds very wise, Blake. Good approach. And no doubt you're going to get better results by letting that drive you, as opposed to just the quick thinking brain that spits it all out. Crew over in Cali. Whoa, how good's that view from Arizona? Just quickly, everyone see that? That is beautiful. Well, hold on, we got two Jacks.
You want more from us? You want more?
Yes, please. California.
Okay. Well, besides meeting with Jenny and doing that, what else? We've just been calling all of our EOIs and trying to get some face-to-face meetings happening. We had a really great meeting here at USC, and it's just interesting because we're in a place that's really gentrified. So we're in South Central LA, where they close the campus gates at night, and you've got to be really careful about your safety. And then this afternoon we're going to UCLA, which is in near Beverly Hills. So it's really two different parts of the city, but there's still kids that are studying there, or young people studying there, that are coming from all spectrums. So you just sort of never know who you're going to meet, I guess. But that'll be interesting this afternoon. And yeah, yesterday we just survived. We had flash flooding. We had to pull over for a couple of hours, and just pull over into parking structures and get high, because it was, I don't know, they just don't get enough rain here. And so for some reason there was we had one situation that was pretty hectic, and then we had to go to a parking structure and just do work and call people and stuff like that. And we met a girl yesterday face to face, and she seemed a really good potential, but in the end she just couldn't commit to the time, and she was graduating next year, so it was unfortunate. But today's been a really, really great day. The sun's back out. Hot. Yeah, it's boiling hot, and we're very happy to meet Jenny. We're going to try and coach her along the way, the final part of her application.
Awesome. Thanks, crew. Jenny, you can do it. Get the application done. Ella, do you want to give us a quick update on the progress of applications?
Yeah, so sorry guys, I didn't jump on yesterday's call. So we have officially got Jimmy on board. I'm sure you all saw my note on Slack. Last night we got another application completed that came in. It needs a little bit of tweaking, but the guts of it are there and it looks good. And today I had 2 phone calls with some more of Texas recruits, and they are currently doing the book report, but interviews hopefully next week. And this number will keep growing.
Awesome. We also got 30 new expressions of interest in the day. So that's up to 117 now since we hit the ground, which is unreal. Does anyone have any questions of the group? Anything else they want to share?
Just a quick one. You guys over in LA, I'm sorry if I didn't see your response to my Slack messages, but I think there's some really hot leads there in the community colleges. Did you see that one, Bianca? Christos?
We just haven't followed up with them yet, but we will.
Yeah, cool.
It's just in the thread. I'll show you. Yeah.
Cool.
We'll
And
get
just
into
quick,
the window if we need anything else. But thank you. I was just going to add one thing. So we went to this one center and we went in and the lady was like really receptive and we had a really good meeting, but she was kind of like, this is a bit of a replication of the programs that we already run. And so in the end, we kind of went, cool. Like we tried to sort of go at all these different angles and we said, okay, cool, no worries. How wonderful that you're already running something like this. And we hugged and we high-fived. And then someone else walked in who was the director and actually wanted to talk more and wanted to find out more information and wanted to lead us in the right direction. So sometimes it's the person you talk to and you might not know, it could be the director, the assistant director, but not to like, you know how we're always working out when to leave, when to sort of go, cool, like move on. So we're about to do that and it was really nice. We hugged, she gave us like a bunch of information and straight away the next person opened a door. So one lady shut it and then within 14 seconds someone else opened it. So that, I don't know, it's an interesting aspect of this.
Jacko, I don't know from your angle, mate, but one thing we've seen when we're going to these places that are doing some strong mentoring movements already on campus, the aspect that really gives me confidence when we pitch it is the fact that we'll lift up 100 kids this year, and I suppose the level that we're able to give them the platform at allows us to do a fairly large chunk of mentoring because of the volunteer-led nature of AIM. I think that's been a real strong point, particularly in our last meeting at Rice. So, for example, being connected through 200 bodies of 100 people throughout the USA gives it, I think, a bit of strength towards our pitch.
Yes, no doubt. One of the things that's different about AIM is scalability. It's so scalable and it can go at pace and it's really cost effective. The other piece, not to lighten, is like the quality of the psychological and educational tools we've worked over for 15 years. We were founded 4 months after Facebook. Just as Facebook's developed some pretty clever algorithms, so have we. And so in terms of experience, we're global world leaders in this stuff. And, you know, we've got knowledge that's coming in from Uganda, from South Africa, from Australia, from the oldest continuous culture in the world. We're about to have inputs coming from 200 different locations in America, from India. In terms of a global pulse on this generation of kids 12 to 25, there's going to be very few educational groups in the world that can go close to having that sensibility of understanding where kids are coming from, but also connecting to a global perspective as well. So I'd say our capacity to connect these kids to global truths and to wisdom and to experience and to a collection of people from all across the world, and then lift up at scale, to your point, Brenda, are the two things that we can offer that's different to existing existing programs. And it's just like, if people are doing stuff like we gave a scholarship to a guy yesterday, and he set up a mentoring program, but then he saw AIM as a chance to really hone his skills, just like an athlete. You want to run on different tracks, so that's cool. Like, if people are doing some stuff, try it out, see if this model potentially helps refine it. I remember saying in Australia, like, when people would say no, there's 160,000 Indigenous high school kids in the country. If one program's working with 100 kids, then why doesn't another program come in and work with an extra 100 kids? Like, at the moment, there's plenty of inequality to go around. So, having a couple of programs, or 3 or 4 or 10, we've got to get this thing done. So that would be my piece. Like, all right, cool. Is there still inequality in the area? Yes. Well, maybe we are needed here. Yes. Well, I'm impressed by you guys, your practicality and your singularity this week. So take a little bit of time to recharge over the weekend. I think it's healthy. And I'd like to see a sense that on Monday, so just don't live on the computer screen. Do some of the hustle, but go see a movie or do something for yourself. Engage with something culturally, artistic, outside the world of AIM land, because that'll inspire you and give you perspective and even more context for being relevant here. So engage in a couple of things over the weekend. I'm happy to pay for it on behalf of AIM. And just if you go to a show, or you go to the theatre, or you go see some jazz music or whatever, or go out dancing, just engage with some stuff and let yourself, your body and your emotions sort of ground in the space. And then let's charge it next week. I think we're one really, really strong week. We just brought another couple of mentors today who are working in Newark, in New Jersey, and they've just graduated from college. They've started this program, which is basically like a Kickstarter model for raising money for scholarships to go to university. And it's for kids who are coming from marginalized communities. And they were ballers, and they're in that world of people on the ground that are trying to change this country. So we're connecting the dots. People like Shani, like good humans, are coming along the road with us. So just, take the weekend. Know that we're getting more and more backup. Like, people like Shani and the other mentors and people coming on are also recruiting hooded scholars and also recruiting mentors. So we're recharge, have a healthy weekend, have an inspiring weekend. It is an inspiring country. Get into the history, get into the culture, get into the local experiences, and then let's charge it Monday. So we'll have tomorrow off the call, and then Sunday we'll jump back on the call and charge from there. And then Shani, drop in and come and go as much as you want, bros. Like, this one's pretty light touch, and just add into the Slack channel what you're up to, and pump the guys up with, if you get someone else who's keen to be involved or whatever, just every little bit keeps them inspired on the road. They're going flat chat. So thank you the rest of you. Well done on a good week. Have a good weekend. Goodbye. Over and out. See you later. Hang on.
Nice to meet you, Shani.
Bye-bye. Guys. Later. See you soon, Ella.
See you, fam.